used to decode opponents' catchers' signs during games. And that this started in the front office. This was not initially devised by players. And it was used not just at Minute Maid Park, but also on the road. Report says that Luna would walk into the video room during road games to ask about Codebreaker. And that several members of the Astros front office, including a guy that is now their senior director of team operations, were involved. Jeff Passan of ESPN reports that another Astro staffer would have his scouts point their cameras into other teams' dugouts. So this was systemic cheating, if you believe the reports. And why wouldn't I? I'm not putting the report that baseball put out as just the entire story and as total gospel. From the top to the bottom of the Astros organization, the GM, the entire front office, the manager, the players. And so I'll get back to this real intense feeling that I have, an opinion that I have on this right now. Andrew Filippone, CBS Sports Radio. Baseball needs to do more. And if Major League Baseball feels like suspending these guys and then the teams operating on their own, making their own decisions, firing managers, that's enough, well, then they're mistaken. Because I've got another article today. This is from the St. Petersburg paper, or excuse me, this is from TampaBay.com. Charlie Morton, who helped the Astros win the World Series in 2017, he's the latest Astros player to come out and admit that he saw it going on. He knew it was wrong. He didn't do enough to stop it. You know, he was asked about his World Series championship being tainted. He said it pretty much is. Doesn't feel the same about it right now. I mean, the fact that, and people usually despise the way the NCAA hands out and doles out punishments for programs that have run amok, that have run afoul of the NCAA laws. And that there seems to be a random or arbitrary justice system that is inconsistent with college athletics. And the NCAA is hypocritical and all that. But if you could, bear with me on this. One of the things that I think should deter behavior is when players get banned and when teams get punished, not financially. Like, fining the Astros $5 million, to me, does not get them to repent or apologize for their behavior. Because I think most owners, they're rugged businessmen. They care about the bottom line. They've wanted everything in life. If you offered most baseball owners $5 million to win a World Series, but you have to cheat to do it, I think 99% of them would say, deal, I'll do it. For $5 million bucks, who cares if the court of public opinion turns on me? I want the championship. I want the ring. $5 million bucks is not a deterrent to billionaires. You know what is? Banning a team from the playoffs. To the best of my knowledge, that's never been done before. But up until now, we haven't had... It's been 100 years since we've had a team scandal like this. This is the biggest team scandal. I'm not talking about Pete Rose. I'm not talking about steroids. This is the biggest team scandal where a team committed a baseball sin that was incredibly offensive and completely disregarded the integrity of the sport. This is the biggest offense in that regard since the White Sox threw the World Series in 1919. It's been 100 years since we've had something like this. And so I think it calls for, in baseball, I think it calls for massive punishments. And to just kick guys out for a year, a manager and a GM, and then have the teams fire them, is not enough. More and more information coming out that the Astros were doing this for years. And the players weren't the only ones to blame. They weren't the only wrongdoers. So I call for something extreme, which is they can play 162 games next year, but it doesn't matter if they go 95 and 67. They're not going. The Astros are watching October baseball from home. And Dusty Baker and Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman, they're playing a full calendar of baseball, but you're done on October 1st.